Okay.
So I did have I had a question from the community.
Go for it.
From my community, it was they asked how did plague hearts? Who came up with the idea of plague hearts to begin with?
That's a good question. So originally, we actually went a long time in early development without plague hearts in the game. We didn't have anything like that. The entire game was basically just you building out your community, sort of trying to scavenge for resources, claim outposts, and then complete the random missions. And we realized once we actually got to that point that we were missing something. There wasn't really a sense of the player needing to conquer the map, needing to defeat an enemy. They could avoid zombies all day and just do the bare minimum. To complete the missions, and it was feeling kind of empty. Like one of the things that I loved about State of Decay 1, which I didn't work on, so I get to compliment it, was the fact that it was an open world game where you were playing the map and sort of examining the map, strategizing around the map was a huge part of the game, and we were really kind of missing that in State of Decay 2. So I believe, I'm not sure exactly. Oh wait, did I go the wrong? I went the wrong way. Oh, whatever. I'm not exactly sure who it was who originally had the idea of plague hearts. I think it was probably either Richard Fogey or Nick Millay, who neither of whom still works here. But they were, Richard was the design director, and Nick was a senior designer on the team. And does this character? Yes, I do. Okay, I'm going to climb up here. Deal with these guys.
I think plague hearts are like very clever way of incorporating kind of like a boss that wasn't kind of there before, like something to really just kind of go after that kind of acts like that in a clever way. And what's been kind of cool since I've been covering the game is how it's evolved, like the way now where it's smart. Like that to me, when you guys did the update, and I forget what update it was, where now they have the infestations, they're traveling, they're taking over. Yeah. It something that I thought was pretty clever got even more clever, and so it's been really cool to kind of see the way it's evolved, and it's just gotten like so neat. Like this isn't something you see in other games, at least that I'm aware of, and it's really cool. Just the theme of plague hearts and how they work, I really like it.
Well, see, one of the things that really you can sort of, when you think about it, the original version of plague hearts, they were designed to be efficient to create because we came up with them at the 11th hour. The game most of the rest of the game existed without them, and we needed to add them, but we didn't have time to add. Like when you think about a boss battle in a typical game, there's a lot of AI that's going into that. There's a lot of like really unique behaviors. A boss will go through phases, and and they'll really change up the way they act, that sort of thing. Oh gosh. Oh wait. Oh, there's a. What just nailed me? Something bad.
Yeah, it was a feral.
Oh, did you just take care of it behind my back?
Yeah, I did.
I appreciate it. Thank you. This is one of the best things when I'm trying to like sort of talk to the audience. I'm really, really bad at paying attention to what's going on. Having somebody have my back makes a huge difference. Okay, we've rescued this outpost. That's good. We need to go to my meds outpost, though. That's probably the most important one. But anyway, you'll note that plague hearts are actually very, very simple. They're just a big pile of hit points. And it's not because we didn't have ideas. Like, we had lots of ideas for different ways to make plague hearts, more complex to fight, more interesting to fight. But because they were 11th hour edition, there just wasn't that much that we could do in the time we had. And so I think that it was clever in that, the team that was working on the plague hearts, they came up with probably the most complex and interesting thing we could do with the minimum number of resources that we could possibly devote to it. And then later on, because we were allowed to... Oh, let me... There we go. Infestation cleared. Awesome. One of the things that we were able to do, because the game ended up doing as well as it did, and because people like you folks in the chat supported it, we were able to keep advancing the game over time, and now the plague hearts are more interesting. The thing that's interesting though is like we didn't end up making them more interesting like traditional bosses. We didn't make the process of fighting them more interesting. We made their strategic impact on the game more interesting, which it's a different direction than you might have thought. That we would have wanted to go. But in my mind, I feel like that's where State of Decay sort of stands out against other games. Is the fact that it's an open world game where it's not just the open world isn't just a backdrop for missions. The open world is the game, and the heart attack update, which created this sort of strategic layer where on the micro level, fighting a plague heart is fighting a plague heart like it's always been. But on the macro level,
Right.
they're attacking you. You know, they're attacking you on the strategic map. That makes them interesting in a way that is very specific to our game. I am going the wrong direction. What in the world do I think I'm doing? I think I was just, you know what, I'm not even going to explain it. This is wrong. I'm going to turn around and go the right way.